Hey, welcome back, guys. You're watching Foreman's Basement. My name is Frank, talking blues harp again. So I recently rebuilt my set of Hohner marine bands. I had an old set that I got when I first started, and then one by one I started replacing all the keys with brand new marine bands. Now I have an almost entirely new set, and then I have all my old marine bands that I kind of made a little beater set out of. I can just take those out to the bar with me, take them out to a blues jam. I don't have to worry if I've been drinking beer or, sugary drinks, whatever. Those are my beater harps. Now I have my nice, fresh set. But there was one last one that I had to get, and that's a B flat. And when it comes to B flat, it's actually probably my favorite key to play in, other than A. It's either A or B flat. That's what I play 99% of the time. I went down to B&H Music today after work. I got my Christmas bonus, so I thought might as well blow a little bit of money. And I like talking to the guy that works there. I was actually playing some dobros, trying out some slides and stuff, but I was about to buy a regular marine band in B flat, and I saw this crossover, which at this store, it's not entirely common. In fact, I don't know if there was any other crossovers, and I thought, hey, it's a crossover. It's sitting right there in me, real life, right in front of me. I'll buy it, because B flat is my favorite key. It's the most comfortable key to play in for me. I think B flat is great because it's not too low and it's not too high. You don't want... Basically, what I try to avoid, and of course now I don't have any examples, but think of like an F harp. That's just too high for me. I had to do that away from the microphone here so I don't get too shrill, but F harp is cool, nothing wrong with it. But there's something about the B flat that it's just right in the middle. I'll show you here. This is my marine band in B flat, regular marine band. It's not exactly low, it's not like a G, but it's also not as high and difficult to control, in my opinion, as something like a D or an F. So for that, I love it. I also love singing in the key of F, which when you're playing cross harp in second position on a B flat, you're in the key of F. I love singing in the key of F, it fits my range perfectly. Also, F is my initial. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I like B flat. Now, I haven't opened this yet. Last time I did one of these videos, I did actually open it before starting. Today, I just brought this home, haven't opened it yet. So you guys will get to see what it's like to open a brand new Hohner Crossover in the year of 2025. It's December 2024, but you know what? I need to get a little bit of, I need to get some traffic going to the channel, so I'm just going to title this video, Marine Band Crossover in 2025. I don't know. Don't kill me, guys. I'm just trying to get some traffic on the channel. This channel is all I got, guys. Okay. Broken both of the seals there. Oh, I was not expecting that. I forgot that they come in these super nice, okay, and again, so much space in there. I think that's got to be an anti-theft measure, right? So you don't just take one of these from the store. So I totally forgot about this. They come in this really cool pouch. It's a very durable material, and it has a belt loop right here. I love these. You can just... Actually, anytime that I get this style of pouch from Hohner, I'll reuse them over and over again. Okay, and there it is, the B flat. Oh, look how shiny. I love a new harmonica, man. Got your instructions. Get out of here. And your free code, anybody watching this can have this if you guys want it. I don't need it. And there it is. There is the Hohner Crossover. Now let's talk about the crossover for a second. What is the difference? The guy actually asked me this today. I was at B&H and he says, well, what is the difference between a marine band crossover and a regular marine band? It's just a few differences. As you can see, design-wise, they're about the same. They both have well, one is open back, the other is closed. But they're both vented. They're both marine bands. The crossover is in the marine band line, so just do keep that in mind. But in simple terms, the crossover just upgrades everything from the regular marine band. Now, very quickly, before I get into this, if you guys have watched this channel, you know that I recently bought my first and only Marine Band Deluxe, and I hated it. I think this is a piece of shit. When I first made my video talking about the Marine Band Deluxe, I thought I was a little hard on it. I thought, man, I don't know if people are going to get me, or maybe I'm just being too hateful. I look back now, and I stand by what I said. This is a piece of crap. I'm never buying one of these again. The reed setup is just horrible. They're flabby. It could be that... it could just be a fluke, it could just be a one-off. Maybe if I bought another one, it would be fine, but I'm not gonna buy another one. Not after the experience I had with this one. I've never had a marine band, a regular marine band, play this bad. So, yeah, part of this video for me, since these are both in the marine band line, this is the Deluxe and this is the Crossover, and again the original right here. Part of this video is to see if Hohner can sort of redeem themselves for what they did to me with this, because I'm just so upset about this. I paid like $80 for this, and it just played terribly. Any of my regular marine bands in A were better than this thing, and so I wanted to know, because the only other Crossover that I've ever owned in my life, I got it when I first started playing harmonica, and it was in the key of C. It was probably like the third or fourth harp that I bought. Like, once I realized this is something that I like, this is something that I want to do, I went out and bought a Hohner Crossover, which actually, I think I might even have here somewhere. I don't know. I'm not going to bother looking for it. But here's the thing. I have no way to judge the Hohner Crossover. Back then, I thought it played great, but I was a beginner. What did I know? I didn't know anything. I had no tone. I had barely any ability to bend. I just thought, you know, it looks cool. You got to love the bamboo comb. Got to love that open back. But the point is, now that I'm a little bit more of an experienced player, I mean, I'm still beginning, I'm still learning, but I know a lot more now than I did when I first started, and I feel like now I can take a look at the Hohner Crossover and really give it an objective look. Alright guys, I know it's been killing you, so let's just get right into the playing. First notes, out of the box, please do not let me down, Hohner. Trust in you. Okay, testing out some chords there. Let's check out the single notes. Gotta make sure I'm not killing you guys on the microphone here. I gotta check the sound. But it plays good. It plays good. Give me a few more seconds here. See if we can get a little bit of echo going there. I'm gonna play it with a cup here, see if we can get rid of some of that high end that the microphone picks up. Okay, good, not great, not perfect. Oh boy, that's a little tough. Yeah, so this is just first impressions. I just pulled this out of the box. It does play, and I'll go ahead and say right away, this does play better than the Marine Band Deluxe that I got. Again, this thing was a piece of shit. Shame on Hohner Quality Control for letting something like this go out the door. This is a lot better. This is, we're getting somewhere. It's a little bit more responsive. I am having just a little bit of trouble on that third draw. The same kind of trouble that I would not be having on my regular Marine Band. So again, this is killing me as a player, because why am I paying $80 for this when this $56 harmonica plays better? Somebody please explain that to me. I thought I was overreacting at first, but really, the more I look at these Hohner, who is making the decisions at Hohner? Like, how did you fuck up the Marine Band Deluxe that bad? Literally, all you had to do was take a regular Marine Band and let us take it apart. That's it. And maybe open up the back. That's all you had to do. It's not a difficult task. I don't know how they royally screw these things up. I just don't understand how the regular base model almost always seems to play better than the deluxe models, you know, the crossover, the higher class. Because really, that's what you should be paying money for, is for better playability. Am I wrong? Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. it almost does seem to have a little bit of that loose reed feel that I hated on the Marine Band Deluxe, just a little bit. Oh boy, I'm trying to think of good things to say here, guys. I really am. It's not bad. I can say that. It's not bad. But it's just for $86? I don't know, guys. Okay, a little bit better. Sometimes, this is an unpopular opinion of mine. I do believe that you adjust to a harmonica as well as a harmonica adjusts to you, the player. So, if I came back to you guys 3 days from now and this was all I had in my pocket for those 3 days, I'm sure that I'd have some nicer things to say about it. First impressions, honestly, guys, I'm not feeling crazy about it. But I also don't feel like I totally got ripped off. I'm not mad the way that I was mad with the Marine Band Deluxe. Alright, we're just going to set this down and not talk about this anymore. Let's go back and forth a little bit, yeah? This is the regular Marine Band, 1896. Maybe I am overreacting. You know what? Maybe I am overreacting. They are different. That's what I do have to say. They are different. Just the way that the reeds respond, whatever the setup is just slightly different. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if the gaps are bigger, smaller, if the reeds have arches. I don't know. There is a different feel. You know, here's one thing I can say about the crossover is the transition when you're bending, and I noticed this on my old crossover too, for what it's worth, as much as I could tell at the time. When you're bending, those bends are sometimes, it seemed to me to be a lot smoother on the crossover. Whereas sometimes I'm playing a Marine Band, and if you guys have ever done that exercise where you do a 3-hole draw and you keep a consistent pitch hitting all the notes. I can't do it in front of you. Well, I can try. This is on an A harp. I know that sounded horrible, but my harmonica players, you understand. The idea of that exercise is to go all the way down. I think there's either 3 or 4 notes in that hole, believe it or not. To keep that same pitch the entire time. I've done that exercise, and it literally left me shaking and out of breath, but I gotta let the cat in. Do you guys want to see my cat? I just adopted a cat recently. Hey, you coming in? Shadow, don't make me look bad. Are you coming in or not? You're not fighting with the other cat, are you? Come on. Sorry to interrupt the review, guys, and I heard my mom just got home, unfortunately, so that means this review is going to get cut short. But his name is Shadow. I don't think he enjoys being picked up very much. Anyway, so that exercise is important for harmonica players, but the point I'm trying to make is that the transitions between the notes seem to be smoother and easier to perform in comparison to... Now, again, it's all quality control, right? Because I've had a couple of 1896s that were pretty close to bad, not downright bad, but pretty damn close. And I've also had some B-flat 1896s that are so perfect that when something happened to them, I really felt like I lost something important, you know? You guys ever do that? You guys ever find one harp that just, you can hit every note perfectly on? It's like you don't even have to think. And then one day, inevitably, one of those reeds will get fatigued and crack or whatever. One of 1,000 things can happen to a harmonica, but... So I will say that the bends are pretty smooth. That move right there, that da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, I call it somersaulting the reed. I don't know what it's actually called. I just love that move. That's a very tough move to do if you don't have full control of your reed, and as you can see, I just did perform it there. That's an Alan Wilson move. I forget which song he does that on, but and I mean, yeah, it's not terrible, but I just think for the price they definitely could have done a much better job. And also, I mean, really, where is that money going? These materials are practically the same. The bamboo comb, it says on the box, is rapidly renewable raw material, which I guess that means from, bamboo grows a lot quicker than, say, pearwood, because the regular marine band has a pearwood comb, which comes from like a wild pear tree, I think, from like Europe or Africa. And it's a great comb, but I'm sure that those trees don't grow in a few months the way that bamboo shoots would. So that's nice, but I also get the sensation... Hang on, I gotta get the cat. Come on, what are you doing? Just trying to eat out of the trash. I get the sensation that bamboo would also be cheaper to produce and to grow, so why are they upcharging us on all this? The screws are nice. I mean, it's very nice to be able to take it apart, and I don't think I'm going to be doing that for this video, but the bamboo comb is really nice. That has to be mentioned. That is an A-plus comb. I mean, they couldn't have... I love this on the Crossover, the original one that I had. It's comparable to the Marine Band Deluxe, which I do love the comb on this, despite the fact that the harmonica itself is terrible. The comb is very good. I'm pretty sure it's pearwood, just with a high level of gloss on it. And on the back, it pretty much feels the same as a regular Marine Band, but it does have that front layer of lacquer. And same thing here. You got Hohner burned into the back of the comb. And then on the front, it's got that extra layer of gloss. So if you're doing tongue blocking and that type of thing, I would absolutely recommend this over a Marine Band, because the Marine Band comb does hurt a little bit. If you're doing tongue blocking, if you're swishing back and forth, and if you have a high gloss comb like this, it's nothing. I mean, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier, less bloody lips, hopefully. Also, keep in mind, if you live somewhere humid, that Marine Bands have been known to swell. So that means that the comb will start to stick out if you live in a very humid climate. I live in Southern California, so I've never had to deal with that, but I've heard many people complain about that, even a close friend of mine who also has a channel here on YouTube. So keep that in mind if expanding combs is a problem for you, because if I did live in a humid climate, that is something that I would take into consideration. So, not bad. See, the first impression was not great, but actually now that I'm kind of sitting with it for a little bit, now that I have, and of course it helps to have this to compare it to. So looking back, I might have just got a regular Marine Band if I had known, but I'm not necessarily sad about it. I think, like I said, if I sit with it for a little bit, just keep it in the pocket for a few days, and you yourself adjust, even if the harmonica doesn't. I also haven't opened it, so that's another fair point to make. Since it does have the nice screws and you can open it, unlike the 1896, maybe I'll get in there with my tools and make sure everything is in tune, make sure that the gaps are set right, because I can't tell from this angle. I really can't. So I'd have to open up, get inside there, and maybe we can do an update video on that. I think that's all I got. It's not bad. I would still personally go for the 1896. Unless you desperately need to take it apart, which I guess all players do. But I don't know, man. I've been through a journey trying to find the right harp. I even went over to Seidel for a little while, and I talked to the Seidel representative in the United States, and the Seidel just didn't have the response. I mean, the tone was very nice. I think it's less shrill. It has a lot to offer, and I'm glad that they exist as a company. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing. The stainless steel reeds are very cool. But I just couldn't get down with it, and I was ready to jump in. I was ready to say, I'm a Seidel guy now, but I just couldn't for the life of me. The response just wasn't there. The reed plates are recessed on the Seidel, so I tried that. I tried some Chinese harmonicas, and I eventually just came back to Hohner. And you would think not being able to open the 1896 is a problem, but it's really not for me. I go to the blues jams like several times a week, and I've just never had a time where, I mean, granted, I always have a spare and I always have my tools, so I'm ready if I ever do need to open up in the middle of a set, but it just hasn't happened. And I find that the Marine Band is reliable enough that most of the tweaks that need to be done, you can just do them by yourself, just prying off those cover plates with a knife and going in there into the reeds with some kind of plastic or wood and shaping them however you want. But that being said, it's not bad, and I will say this, you can play softer on the higher end models, which I don't like, but some people might prefer that. I'm more of a hard player myself, so again, these are all preferences. I think there's probably a reason why the Crossover is as expensive as it is. There's a reason why it has such a good reputation even in the community. Because if you go on Reddit or blues harmonica forums, they have a lot of nice things to say about the Crossover. So I think that's going to be it for me. I'll play this a few more days and let you guys know what I think of it. Not great. I would have got the regular Marine Band, but I'm not as dissatisfied as I was with the Marine Band Deluxe. So we'll have to see. And like I said, I have to open it up. I have to plug it into an amp and see how it plays that way. Tone-wise, I'd say it's about the same. Maybe just a little bit of reduced harshness or a little bit of, I don't know. It does feel very smooth. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I will see you all next time.